This is Irontrader. It is Tuesday morning. So as usual, we are going to review crude oil here and natural gas. Now remember, for crude oil, the API report will be out today at 4:30. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, commodity, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have crude oil, your daily and your weekly chart. All right, let's see what's going on here on a daily. Now, yesterday we had a nice green candle, like sold down, made a lower low, but you notice it held this key 21 SMA. Okay, it closed above this 100 SMA, and we closed above the 8 here and your 200 SMA, which is always very bullish. Now, today so far, yesterday's high, I should say, was 78.03. Today's high is so far is 77.95. So again, we got to see if it can hold the top of this half of this candle. That's always very, very bullish, even if you make a sideways action. Okay, so that's what we have to look at. So really what we want to do here, take a look at the downside first. So what we want to watch is this 100-day. Okay, so you're looking at 76.98. Right below it, we have this key level, this 21 at 76.31. And then what you always want to do is watch the previous day's high, low, and closing. So we'll look to yesterday's low at 75.84. Very, very key. And then if that's lost, we can come right over here to this candle, which you're looking at basically is 75.52. So this box area here. So, okay, so we take these boxes. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days here now inside this box. Okay, so we just look to the bottom of these candles, bring that line all the way across, and then our top line is 79.29. Okay, so we got a good sideways action. So usually when you have an action like this here, when you break the momentum, when she breaks, she will just rip. So usually probably anywhere from say 5 to 8 points. So if you're looking at the 79.29, if that breaks out above, you're going to go much, much higher figure, probably easy towards the $90 area here. Okay, so again, if it rips down to the downside, which this time of the year is not really that likely because we have the seasonality coming into play here. You know, you always got to get geared up here for Memorial Day, 4th of July, summer driving, you know, Labor Day, and then hurricane season goes in through the end of September. Hurricane season, bad for people, good for oil traders, okay? So that's how we have to look at it. Now, again, when we look at this a chart pattern here, we have a low, we have a higher low, a higher low, higher low. This could sell all the way down to this 50-day, and you still have a higher low. And then we have this nice, look at this nice rounded bottom here. These are always very, very bullish. The key is you break out above that key 79.29. Okay, so let's take a look here at the upside. So what we want to watch here is obviously is this 8 SMA. You're sitting at 77.62. Right now, real-time price is 77.36. And then we have right here, you're tied pretty much with this 200-day. Let me see if I can get them in there. Come on. Yeah, okay, so we have 77.68. 77.68 here on your 200-day. And we have on this 8 SMA here, 77.62. So you're locked pretty much, you know, side by side in there. That is going to be the key level here if we can close over, okay? Then what we do is we look to the top of yesterday's candle, that's 78.03. We'll come over to the top of this red candle here, you're looking at 78.39. And then we have 78.92. And then this is the big retest here and breakout, 79.29. This is going to be very, very key. But just follow these candles up here. Always look to the previous day's highs, lows, closing, 78.03 here, 78.39, and then 78.92, and then that's the big boy, 79.29. Again, if we can break above that bad boy, then we just go to the left of the chart here. So you have this 79.60, 79.77. That could be your next big level. You crank her up here to 81.05, and then we have 82.22, and then we bring the price channel across, 83.60, and then we have 85.30, and then we come up here, bring the price channel across here, you have 85, 90, and then you just work yourself all the way on up here to the top of the candle at 89, 85, which is very, very doable. Again, if this rounded bottom plays out with that nice series of higher lows. Okay, so again, you just want to watch that key 77.68. That's that 200 SMA here, and then we want to watch this 8 SMA 77.62 today. That is going to be the key levels here to go higher. If we can close above that, then we have a nice target up here of 79.29. On the downside, just watch this 100-day. You're looking at 76.98, and then we have your 21-day at 76.31, and then yesterday's low. Very, very key, 75.84, and then right here, 75.52, because that box is still in play. Now, again, if that is lost here, then realistically your target is going to be this 50 SMA here, okay? 74.68, but what 58. But what I like about this is, see how this 8-day came down and flattened out here. Now, this 50-day, see how nice is winding right on up here now. So usually when you get this strength in that 50 SMA here, if you can get over time here to cross above that 200-day, she's going to rip much higher. Okay, so your RSI looking very good here. Your MACD here, your green is still above your red. That shows that's a bullish, good momentum going here. Your MACD here on your weekly, green above the red, good momentum. RSI, plenty of room to run. And now we have some key levels here that we really need to hold here for the week. Okay, so you always want to look at that 50 SMA, 77.54. Now that lines up a really, really good here with this 200 SMA here and your 8 SMA here. That's all right there in that same group. So 77.54 on that upside, very, very good, very, very positive. Okay, on the downside, you want to watch that 21 SMA here. Okay, so you're sitting at 76.80, and then we have your 8 SMA here right below at 75.71. But you can see so far here for the week how nicely it is holding the pattern up here. So if that is lost, you have the 50-day obviously, and then we have your 72.93 here below. But realistically here, this looks very, very bullish. Now again, this is weekly, so you got 4 days left on this. It just needs to either be sideways where it is, or just make sure that we hold that 8 SMA here. If we can close above that 50-day and this 21-day, that's always good. And then we want to watch the top of that candle right there. That is that 79.29, which is basically right there. We get above that, then she rips much, much higher. But this is a very, very bullish pattern here. It's just going to be a matter of time. We got that sideways action, but it'll be a matter of time. Once you get that 79.29 out here now, she's going to rip much higher. Now, again, I'm long the USO all the way from down here, and I scalped the UCO, okay, and the SCO. UCO is for the long, SCO is for the short. I scalp that every day. This has been a great scalper's market here. But again, once this is close above, and you can close above that 79.29, I will be balls out long on the UCO. We're talking 20, 30,000 shares here very, very easily to take it up to all these key levels here. Because once you break out of this rounded bottom in that series of higher lows, she rips, and she rips high, especially coming into this time of the year. Okay, let's take a look and see what's going on with natty gas. All right, natural gas here. Now, we had that contract roll right here, okay? And then we had the administration kind of put a halt on them. 13 pipelines, even though they're not going to be out till 2028. It's always, remember, it's always a perception. You don't want to shut something out. Well, anyway, it fell right off here. Plus, you add that, and then you add the seasonality. It's been a warm winter. I know, like I'm over here, and it's going to be in the 60s here today. So that's really kind of unusual. Ski resorts are still skiing and everything, but because they can make their own snow, but it's still very unusual here for this. But again, when we have those El Nino winters, you usually get extremely hot summer. So when you have hot summer, people don't realize that really the most natural gas is used in the summer if you have a hot summer, because all the power plants have to get all those air conditioners running and everything on that kind of an order. And now when you have the electric cars coming into the situation, you're putting a pretty good stress on the old grid, okay? So always remember that the natural gas can run. And remember, they don't call it the widowmaker for nothing. So even though we hate, you had a big sell-off here, but I think we're building like a basing pattern here now. Again, I scalp it both ways. I use the UNG here for the long, sometimes the boil. and KOLD there for the short. And it's been a really, for me, just an absolute great scalpers market here, long and short. I'm getting points every day on this here. So it's really working out good here. So what you really want to do here on this chart is we just had the contract roll here coming in Sunday. So this is what you want to watch is this 8 SMA here. Now you can see that it's trying to work it, trying to curl up here a little bit here. That's sitting at 1.668. That is very, very crucial, okay? If that is lost, then we come over here to yesterday we have, well, you could actually come here to the top here. You have 1.637, and then we look to yesterday's low at 1.59, and then we can come back to that candle, look at 1.57, and then you have your retest at 1.52. But again, if that 8-day holds, then we can go here on the upside. So you're basically, you have your 1.837. Before that, we can look at the top of this candle is 1.79. That's what we're kind of looking for next, and then we can come up to this 1.83. Now, again, if you can get above that 1.83, you have 1.86 here. We have 1.88, 1.99. We have 204, 210. We have 212, and then this is the candle we'd be looking for here. This is the gap, 2.16. So always, not going to be today, but watch that gap, 2.16, and then we have your nice fill here at 2.42. But in the middle here, if you can get above the 21-day here, your next target is going to be this gap, and then we have that nice 50-day here sitting at 2.33. Now, if this 8-day can come down and roll right back up here, you can get above that 21-day, and then eventually that 21 will curl up here, just like we had here. See how nicely it just pushes it right on up here, okay? So this is the key to this whole chart, is this 8 SMA. As long as that holds, it's looking, the price is looking good, and then basically your upside target is going to be that 1.83. Now your RSI, yeah, that's looking that's looking good. And what I like here is your green is above your red. Your MACD is looking bullish here. So this is this looks like this is basing out. We'll look at some other charts here, and we'll show you where this just looks like it's that 1.52 that might have been the bottom here for the old natty gas. Okay, let's take a look here on a weekly and a monthly. Okay, weekly chart here, here on the old natty. Now, what I don't like here is you see how everything is rolling over. See your 8-day on the downslide, 50-day, 21-day. However, that can be reversed again if you have this. You hold that 1.52. That is going to be the key level. Now, one thing I do want to show you here is this RSI. See, we have a low, okay, a low, and then we have even a lower low, but we have a higher low. So you have a positive divergence going on here. These are just the little things that you want to always look for here when we can try to find a bottoming pattern. Something like this always contributes. Now, your MACD is bearish, your green is below the red, but that could curl up here. That would give us some juice here to maybe possibly take it back up to that 8-day at 2.17. Now, your monthly chart here, well, this is still not looking good here, has weight, but you really need to get above this key level right here, okay? That 1.946. I always say when you get back into that price channel, but you notice that price channel is not rolling down, okay? It's just sitting there sideways, 1.94 for quite a while, quite a few months here now. So if you can get back above that, then you can get actually back in that game again. That is going to be the key, okay? So if you're sitting here right now at 1.72, then we can just reverse these candles, what we had here, okay? So you look at the bottom of the candle, you have 1.79 next, and then we have that 1.85 here, okay? So that would be your upside resistance, and then we can come up to that 1.94. All right, let's take a look here on an hourly and a 4-hour. Okay, hourly chart here. All right, let me see. Okay, see, this is that 1.52. And as this stair step down, okay, everything looked exactly the same until we got down here. Then you can see here where we had the nice reversal. Okay, that's what we were kind of looking for here. So when we had that reversal coming up here, nice green candle, and then we had that bull flag. But you notice it held that 200-day, and then we ran up here. You put a double top, it came down, but you held that key 200 SMA here. And then it rallied up here. It couldn't get up back up to where you should have been. So then you can see where once it starts selling off and that 8-day turns, see where it goes right on in here? that 8-day can be a real bitch, man. Look at this thing here, eh? It just stops you right in its track. Now, here was that contract roll, so you had a gap and go. But if you look at what happened yesterday, we filled that gap, okay? So we had a high here of 1.59, and then we had a low here of 1.594, 1.598. So this gap now is filled, so now we don't have to worry about that, which is always very good. Now you can see where you had a gap up here, but came down here. Now that gap is filled. That's always good. That's what you always wanted to see. Now, here what we have here is we have another gap kind of a situation, okay, going here. So we got to see if this is going to come all the way down and hold that, come down to that 200-day here, or if it's not. So we have another gap situation. So you have 1.64, and then what we want to do is look down here to this low here at 1.71. Again, you have a lot of good support here. You got the 21-day here at 1.71. We have your 50 SMA here, and then we have your 200 SMA. But we got to see, again, we have a situation here, okay, 1.76 here, and then you have 1.79. So this could possibly be like a double top situation. So you have to be kind of very, very careful here. What I do like about this is when it had a low, and then you put in a higher low, and then she went up here. So you have that low of 1.58 and then 1.59. So higher low, that always is very, very bullish here. I just think what you're doing right now is you got a bottoming pattern here going. So when we look here on your 4 hours, you can just see the stair stepping all the way down. You're below your 8, your 21, and then this is that reversal right here. Okay, that's what threw that wrench in that bottoming pattern. Went right on up here, came down, but now you look at that, see where you put in these 1.52, and then you have that 1.58, and then we have this candle 1.594. So this is that series of higher lows, which is always a good pattern. The key is, can it hold everything? So watch this 8 SMA 1.70, 1.68, and then we have that 50-day at 1.65. But the key is going to be that 8-day on that daily chart. That is going to be key. As long as that holds, you have a good bottoming pattern here where you can take it much higher. All right, that's what we got on the old crude ski natty gas. I'll be back here today after the pit close at 2:30, and we will do it all again on the crude and natural gas. Thanks for watching.